Big game tonight, mate. Manly always difficult.
I hate playing Manly, man.
So I feel okay tonight.
We never win against Manly.
That's true. Here we go.
Yo, beauty! Yes! Woohoo! Man, 32-0.
Yo, built. It's going to be 100.
This is the unlosable, unattainable league. They can't come back here.
No, 50-0.
They can't come back here. Damn, are they coming back?
I don't love this, mate. Good as Salakai.
Are they coming back?
Hook everyone.
Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Rugby League Outlaws, brought to you by our great mates at Top Sports. OneLordFootyFan.com.au continues to support us, and the Stubby Club. Don't forget to get on there and check it out for all your stubby holders that you need.
The people.
Dan, what a week of footy.
What a week. What an emotional yet fantastic week of football. Mate, I love Anzac round. You know, I don't care for the Dragons, obviously, or the Roosters, but
I love that game, though. I love that game. You and I both said that that is the game that doesn't matter where they are. Form's out the window.
Doesn't matter. Great game. We'll talk more about that later.
I've got a question for you.
Yes.
About Anzac round. So I watched it today, and at full time, Ben Hunt gets his commemorative medal.
Yep.
Ryan Pappenhausen gets his commemorative medal. Now, I know you can't play every game on Anzac Day, but if we're going to have a full Anzac round, should we pick the fixtures for every year and have a medal for every game?
Look, yeah, I'm okay with that. It does dilute it slightly.
It does.
The Anzac round, for me, is a special round. Every game has the pre-match ceremony. Mm-hmm. I'm 100% behind that. Name one after a war hero or a veteran of some sort. People better placed than us to pick.
Or you can change the 6 other games but make sure there's a medal for it at the end of the game.
Yeah. Don't have to lock in the fixtures, but those two have to stay.
Yeah,
they're
absolutely.
brilliant. Love it.
Well, the Warriors weren't brilliant.
No, they weren't, but I'm glad we didn't play the Storm this week, put it that way.
Yeah, we got it out. Dan, talk me through the news.
Look, let's start with some unfortunate news. Former Sharks favourite of ours, Nathan Stapleton, had a horrendous accident a couple of weeks ago playing a local rugby team. Look, I don't want to go into it. It's not the time nor place, but we do want to give him a shout. We were just talking about him the other day. We're down Shark Park and we're talking about how he had
the 4 tries.
Yeah, the biggest biceps of all time, put in a team that really didn't have a lot of stars at the time.
Yeah.
Awful news. Jump on, we'll put in the link.
The link for the GoFundMe as well, yeah.
If you can spare $2, please chuck it through. Anything is just, we got to stand behind one of our own.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, Dan, and some scary injury news as well during the rounds. Yeah,
look, DWZ, mate, I haven't been that worried for a player in a long time. Obviously the knee injuries are awful and, the crushes, etc. But when a player goes down and doesn't move other than to convulse, frightening. Big shout out to both sets of the team officials
medicos,
who both jumped in. I know we say Anzac spirit a lot, and it does get diluted, but that was two sets of teams coming together. And thankfully, it looks like he's going to be okay. He's escaped with just a concussion.
Look, the worst player that you could run into, but Nelson Asafa-Solomona was just chasing his kick. Unfortunately, DWZ on the jump came through, collected his own teammate, fell into Nelson's hip, then his knee. If there's any player on the field that you want to avoid, it's DWZ. But it's Nelson. But DWZ, hopefully you're back in a couple of weeks.
Back real quick.
He's in some pretty good form for Warriors team.
Hope seeing him down Cronulla in a couple of weeks' time. Not great stuff.
Not good at all.
Terry, let's get positive.
Let's do it.
I am positive that Canberra Raiders are terrible.
I cannot believe that one of their wins is against the Sharks.
Well, look, they had 2 wins this year, and both of them were flukes. They were late comebacks on the back of some luck. Now, look, okay, round 1 doesn't count, and they beat the Titans running down 30 points. That doesn't happen any other week. Mm-hmm. They could and probably should be sitting in last spot right now.
Yeah, absolutely, they should.
But I just want to give a special shout out to their fans who this week have taken to Twitter to give Penrith fans grief about taking a clap that we took off them 4 years ago.
That they stole from the Icelandic team that made the Euros for the first time in 100 years.
Why are you angry? It's been the Shark clap since 2016. You know what would stop people ragging on Canberra?
Win the game.
Not being terrible at football.
Yeah, if they had gone there and matched Penrith can't do that.
Exactly right. It is a laugh. Now, I remember we did it at the semi-final and the grand final because of Michael Ennis. It's fun, but if you win that game, they aren't clapping.
No. Or at least if it's a close game, if it's 18-16 with 5 to go, they ain't taking the pants out of you.
Absolutely right. So Canberra, we know you're watching. Lift your game.
Yeah, please, but not against us.
No, not against us. Give it 3 weeks. Now look, the sack race is heating up, mate. And I want to throw a name out there right now. Of course, I think Madge has bought himself a couple of weeks. The Tigers been
Madge has bought himself a month, yeah.
Look, Nathan Brown has got to be looking over his shoulder.
Yep.
Trent Barrett has to be looking over his shoulder. I want to throw Ricky Stewart in there, and I also want to put the Titans coach, Garth Brennan.
Well, they've already sacked Garth Brennan.
Oh, okay. Well, this new guy
It's
then.
Justin Holbrook.
Well, he's got to go.
He's got to go. I want to throw another name out there for you as well. Adam O'Brien.
Well, Newcastle aren't
Yeah, that Newcastle team is awful.
So
but they, as you said, round 1 doesn't count. They got the Roosters offside and they've beaten the Tigers. Since then, they've been flogged by everyone.
I love it. I said in the preseason, Terry, that they're going to struggle to score points, and I was laughed at. Joke's on you, Newcastle. Scored, 2 points this past week?
Adam, well, I mean, they've had some games where they've only scored 4 points, 0 points against us, 2 points against the Eels. Adam Clune, they released Mitchell Pearce, they brought in Adam Clune. They thought they were going to get Luke Brooks, who wouldn't make a whole heap of difference to this team anyway. Yeah, I want to throw Adam O'Brien out there as well. I think the race to be sacked, as we said, Madge. We'll talk about the Tigers a little bit. I want to put some positivity on the Tigers for this, but Trent Barrett, Phil Gould's on Twitter saying Trent Barrett is not under pressure. This is a rebuild. They're going to do the rebuild right, and they believe that Barrett is the man to do it. So I think you're looking in the right direction. Anthony Griffin, if they had lost in the Anzac Day, he'd be looking at it. But I think it's Holbrook, Adam O'Brien and Ricky Stewart. Yeah,
look, Ricky Stewart gets a free pass because he's mates with everyone, but he ain't mates with us, mate.
No, I think Nathan Brown gets a free pass until the Warriors head back to New Zealand as well, because whoever's coaching that team's on a hiding to nothing.
Look, that's a fair call. It's a hiding. No, look, I hate being negative because it's not what I'm about, Terry, but one of those coaches is not going to see the season out, and I'm leaning towards the one in lime green.
Yeah, not when there's guys like Shane Flanagan, Cameron Serraldo floating around as well. Jeff Tuvey's there, so yeah, there's going to be a coach sacked very soon.
There will be.
Dan, we've got the first team eliminated from finals contention.
It's official.
It is official. The New Zealand Warriors, well, not eliminated from finals contention, but they can't win the premiership this year after that embarrassing performance, second half performance.
Oh, mate, what's the deal with copping 50 points and a half?
Probably can't win a premiership for 5 years.
Yeah, I know.
That was disgraceful. 10 tries in the second half.
They had 5 or 6 sets of 6 and only completed 2 of them. The run meters, 2,000 plus to 700.
I want to say this, that the New Zealand Warriors epitomise Sean Johnson. They look good, they look flashy, they got no heart.
No, you're right. Now, look, going in at 16-10 down in Melbourne, you're probably thinking, we're right in this. Yeah. Next minute.
Ryan Pappenhausen was just unstoppable.
He was good. Cam Munster was good. Jerome Hughes was good.
Harry Grant
was good.
Xavier Coates was
Scored
good.
4 tries, probably won't get a mention.
Yeah. Justin Olam was good. Kenny Bromwich was good. Jesse Bromwich was good.
Nick Meaney scored a couple tries.
Nick Meaney was good. Nelson was good. Nelson was brilliant. Brandon Smith was good. Kafusi was good. Everyone who came off the bench, they were good. Craig Bellamy was good.
Is going to be a problem.
Yeah.
What about in 3 weeks? We got the match, the marquee contest. Penrith and Melbourne, arguably the best teams in the competition by a long, long way.
At Magic Round. Clashing
at Magic Round Saturday night on a neutral venue. You could not script it any better.
Well, the NRL did.
Terry.
Talk to me, Dan.
Highlight, low light time.
What was your highlight of the week, Dan?
Look, the entire spirit of the Anzac round. I love the pre-match stuff. It's see people get emotional, about their families, and it leaves it feels good. It feels good. It's very easy to be proud. I just think the round is just fantastic. It's one I look forward to every single year. Yeah,
shout out to a viewer of ours as well, Matt Croslow, big Sharks fan as well. That was his 20th year of service.
That's incredible.
His 20th Dawn service as well, in his colours as well. So yeah, super proud of everyone out there who served for us. Low light Dan, idiots yelling out during the moment, silence in the ode.
Yeah, there's just...
Can't deal with it.
There's one thing you have to respect,
Yeah.
and that's this.
You got to respect a minute's silence for anything.
Yeah, you're spot on. Don't... If you got views like that, just keep them to yourself.
Yeah.
So Terry, an old favourite of mine. What's annoying Terry?
First time for the year. It's taken 7 weeks to really annoy me. But I was listening to the last 5 minutes of the Storm Warriors game, and as the players were shaking hands, and I can imagine that the Melbourne Storm were offering words of encouragement to the Warriors, probably not. But sideline commentator goes on and asks Reece Walsh how his teammates are. Now, one of them got taken off in Medicab, and the other one's got a knee brace on. Reece Walsh don't know. And it really annoyed me.
I don't blame you.
Dan.
Talk to me, Terry.
Time for some black, white and blue.
My favourite time of the week. It was a bit of a downer last week talking about a loss, but such is the amazingness of this team, we bounce right back.
Felt like a loss though.
No,
it didn't.
Rubbish. Look, I'm not even going to talk about the second half because I don't
Second
care.
half didn't count.
Hey, look, people are like, oh, we conceded 22 points. Yeah, but we scored like 1 million in the first half.
Yeah.
Paul actually reminded me, shout out Big Man, that we played the Melbourne Storm last week and had a short turnaround. So a bit of a fade when you're up by 30 points against a rival. Not too bad.
5-day turnaround. We went so hard in the first half. I think we just, we knew we had the conditions in our favour in the first half. If we're up 10-0 at half-time, we go on with the game.
Oh, yeah, completely different.
But 32-0, it's so hard to keep that mindset up. And also as well, we got Suttoned in the second half.
Yeah, we had some decisions go against us. Now, Sir Fitz is just leading the way. Like, he's put Talakai at centre, and every coach is trying to copy him. You got Fafita at centre, who got burned by Valentine Holmes.
Dylan Brown.
Another one, no, stop it. Only Sir Fitz can do it. Trendsetter. Love it.
Absolutely love it. Now, look, second half, yes, it hurt us a little bit because our for and against looked like it was going to be really good, and unfortunately we started the round in third, won a game, got leapfrogged because a couple of teams were lowest decided they wanted to get absolutely belted, but that's okay. We're still in the top 4, we're comfortably in the top 8 now, and our for and against is good enough that if we do drop a game, we won't drop that many places on the ladder. The Roosters losing to the Dragons does us a big favour.
Absolutely, shout out little bro.
I'll say this, at full time, you felt really deflated. 34-22, you felt super deflated because of the first half. However, at 6:30 on Thursday, if someone had rang me up and said, hey, the Sharks are going to beat Manly 34-22, I would have said thank you.
Oh, mate, I would have taken it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Now, yes, I did feel a little deflated in the second half and wanted to sack everyone and get the hook out and this and that.
Yeah.
Mainly because of that Braden Trindle kick that went 13 rows back, but let's keep it positive. As soon as up Cronulla hit, we beat Manly. What hoodoo!
Yeah, look, Manly were missing some players, we were missing some players as well. It just came down to that
Name
first
one they were missing, exactly.
Yeah, no one have mentioned anyway. But Dan, there's some other news outside of beating Manly. We took our bus, our brand new Shark bus, to NRL headquarters and put in our proposal for a women's team.
Fantastic. Now, to say we made a song and dance about it's underselling it because this is brilliant. The bus is humongous and it's black, white and blue, so it's very, very hard to miss. It's the size of 1.5 Royce Hunts, I think, officially.
Yep.
To have the girls hop off the bus, sing the song, hand it over on camera, brilliant. They couldn't have done anything more.
And the photo with Fitz in the middle of them as well.
That's it. Everyone's supporting this. It should have happened years ago. There are reasons why it didn't. It doesn't matter. They're going to right the wrong. We're going to get a team. All the superstars are going to come back to Cronulla. We're going to, Brisbane have a, 4 or whatever, however many years. Be forgotten soon because Cronulla, the new powerhouses, if they let us in. And if they don't, only because they're scared.
Yeah, absolutely, they're scared.
Terry, I got a stat for you.
Go for it.
Or a question.
Go.
West Tigers, obviously the form team of the competition,
Yep.
right? Who was the last team to beat them?
Sharks.
That's right. St George Illawarra.
Yep.
Haven't lost a game in 2 weeks. Who was the last team to really beat them?
The Sharks.
Exactly right.
Dan.
Talk to me, Terry.
It's time for some top sport tips.
Yo, beauty. The boys are back to pick another perfect round.
Another perfect round between us.
Ding.
It's what we do.
It's what we do.
Fantastic round of footy this week.
Yeah.
There's a couple of games.
We are here to hype up, but it's tough.
Yeah. Look, again, main event,
Get out of the way.
Thursday night, primetime television. The Cronulla Sharks will bless your TV as they take on the Brisbane Broncos up there in Suncorp. Now, the Broncos, okay, against a Bulldogs team that, you know, didn't really do much in the second half. Fantastic first half from the Bulldogs, but
Great start, terrible finish. I've heard that before.
I don't know if they're going to be able to replicate that against a side like Cronulla.
Look, we're a better side, I like to think, than the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the Talakai Stags battle because before this weekend, it was pretty much complete that Stags was the front runner for that spot. Talakai said, "Oi, don't forget about me. I'm eligible." If he gets one over Stags this week, then suddenly that talk becomes a little bit more serious.
Look, I don't like talking the Origin all that much, but
I love talking Origin.
There's Talakai and Stags, and there's two centres above them in my eyes, and that's Stephen Crichton and Campbell Graham.
Yeah, look, definitely. But for the purpose of
this game, yeah, look, that's a juicy one as well. Obviously, Dale Finucane will come back, and he'll add some starch to our pack.
The Battle of the Halves, mate. The one who said, you know, no thanks, Cronulla, and the one that's probably thinking, probably got that one wrong.
Yeah, and the other half who obviously joined Cronulla.
Look, I just want to give a shout out to Adam Reynolds, whose decision ultimately meant we signed Nico Hines. Thanks, Adam.
Thank you, Adam. Payne Haas, the shoulder injury, he'll be named to play.
Needs a week for mine.
Yeah, will he play? I don't know. They are very ordinary when he's off the field.
Look, they certainly are. Tyson Gamble, now, he tore us apart last season, which is pretty embarrassing to say. We got to right the wrong this week, and I think Dale Finucane might just be the man. Mate, I'm going to stick with the Sharks. 2 weeks in a row, I've tipped the Mighties. How about yourself?
I'm going with the Jinx, mate, and I'm going to jinx the Broncos to a win. 6 o'clock Friday, Dan.
Missed it. I missed the time slot.
Yeah, look, you don't know what you got till it's gone.
Absolutely right.
But the Titans against the Panthers, I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Ooh, I don't think the Titans are ready for that. They conceded, 40 points to the Cowboys?
Yeah, and now speaking of, the Cowboys have taken an absolute step in the 4X Cup.
Look, they're home as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
no one's catching them.
They're plus 52 on 4 points.
Wow.
So, yeah.
It's happening.
It's big. It's big for the Cowboys. But, look, I'm not giving the Titans a shot of hope in this game as well.
Oh, no.
No, I think Penrith can play with 11 and win this game.
Look, I'm officially withdrawing anything positive I said about the Titans in the pre-season.
You convinced me that the Titans were a good team.
I apologise. That's on me. We all make mistakes, and that was right up there with my biggest ever.
There's another mistake coming that we made as well, but... Yeah, look, the Gold Coast Titans are not good. Penrith will win this game by 30.
Yeah, look, if there's 29.5 point start, take Penrith.
The start at the beginning of the week was 19.5.
Oh, make it 29.5.
Yeah, 19.5 will be covered by half-time.
This will be a massacre.
This will be a murder.
Penrith by plenty.
Yeah. And then the Friday night game sees the South Sydney Rabbitohs take on the Manly Warringah Seagulls. It's a game of... one team in okay form. Manly are 4-3. They were 4-2 before they played. The Sharks, obviously, the first half was not good. They come in off the back of that second half performance. Dez's words really lifted them in the second half. The Rabbitohs, man, you can't lose to the Tigers. If you're telling everybody that you're a premiership contender, they're the teams that you can't lose to. Look,
certainly don't disagree with that. Look, if you'd given this game to me on paper in the pre-season, I'm licking my lips. Now I'm struggling to make a tip. I think Manly are the better side because no one that loses to the Tigers is a good side. In fact, I'm so confident that South aren't going to win the premiership. I'm writing them off right now. As I am the Parramatta Eels. Risky. If you lose to the Tigers, you can't win the title. Official, mark it down.
That's the new 50, is it?
Done.
Right, well, I'm going to tip Manly. Yeah, I'm going to tip Manly in this one as well.
Me too.
As you said, better team on paper, and that just comes down to no Latrell, no party. Yeah. This is the most 3 o'clock game on a Saturday afternoon you'll ever get. It's the New Zealand Warriors against the Canberra Raiders. I don't want to give this any airtime. Who are you tipping?
Pass.
I'm going to pick Canberra.
I'll go Canberra too by default. This could be 0-all at the end
20
of
all.
point. It could be anything. Yeah. Hopefully it's one of those 40-30 games where they just say, gentleman's agreement, neither of us are going to defend. Where do the points come from?
Reece Walsh.
Field goal, 1-0.
Or Jack Whiten.
That's going to be it. I'll tell you what though, Ricky Stewart has got Xavier Savage from up here and pounded him into the ground. Just destroyed his confidence. The kid's an error machine now.
Sometimes these players that, like Xavier Savage was the beneficiary of PVL ball. Now when we're back into structured rugby league, these players who were just quick, a la Jason Saab,
True.
not real good. So maybe Ricky Stewart was right in that sense there. I've got a stat for you.
Ooh, stat time.
We've got stats for you. Now the Warriors conceded 70 points last week.
Mm-hmm.
It was 70-10. It's the second time in rugby league history that happened. Now Melbourne were involved in both games.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the Dragons 70-10 in 2000. They beat the Warriors 70-10 in 2022. Nathan Brown was involved in both those games. He was a player for the Dragons and a coach for the Warriors. He was on the losing end both times.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, the Warriors aren't bouncing back from this.
Nope.
5:30. Now this could be a really, really good game here. The Dogs and the Roosters. Now this is a game as well. Form line doesn't really matter on this. The Dogs, they showed some signs against the Broncos that there's performances in there, and the Roosters have shown that if you can get under their skin and niggle them, that they can't bounce back from. The Dragons just niggled them out of that game.
Look, that's a fair call. They were more worried about pushing each other and yelling at the touch judge. And the amount of ref blaming. You should be putting 40 on that Dragons team.
Yeah.
Don't worry
good
about the
teams
ref.
have.
The good teams have. Now, look, Joseph Manu, I know you're not a big fan, he pretty much single-handedly kept the Roosters in that game.
I mean, he caught the ball and fell over the line. He did nothing.
That's not true.
That is true.
He made like 190 metres.
He made 140 metres.
Yeah, I'm sticking with that. Ignore him. Jerry, just worth pointing out that Luke Keary has come back and was supposed to be the difference between them, top four in the premiership. He's in career worst form.
Yeah.
Looks slow.
Yeah, look, you and I both said that Keary was going to be
the difference maker.
And we picked the Roosters for second. Geez, yeah, that combination with him and Sammy Walker doesn't look like it's going to take off.
It's not Sammy Walker's problem either. He's been fantastic.
He has been fantastic. I think the issue for them stems at the number 9 because Verrills is okay, he's serviceable.
Yeah.
But when they get Brandon Smith, I think that'll be the key for getting that combination together. What I will say this from the Roosters though is their forward pack looks old and it looks slow. Jared Warrior-Hargraves has come back.
Yeah, he's aged a lot in these 12 months.
Torquiaho has come back. They don't know what they're doing with Angus Crichton. Satili Tupanua is not a starting back rower. Nat Butcher should not be a starting back rower as well. Angus Crichton comes off the bench. I don't know why. Victor Radley, I don't rate him.
It's almost as though the Roosters have lost their heart and soul.
Yeah. You could say that. A lot of people are saying that.
I'm going to say that. Now, I just want to do a quick shout out. James Tedesco, not in career best form.
No,
he's been okay. He hasn't been terrible. People are saying that he's at risk of losing his Origin jersey. I couldn't think anything more stupid.
No, it's, you could probably, if the Roosters were losing games, like losing all of their games, and he was really, but he had 200 metres, 13 tackle breaks, a try assist. He was good. He was good on the weekend as well. I think people are saying it because Penrith fans want Dylan Edwards to be in there and Ryan Pappenhausen is the form player of the competition at the moment.
If Pappenhausen goes in, it'll be from the bench. I wouldn't begrudge that. But the guy's the skipper and been the best player for New South Wales for 4 years in a row. Just stop it.
Yeah, no, he ain't losing his spot there. Oh, I'm picking the Roosters in this one.
Look, I'm tipping the Roosters too.
The Dogs haven't got 80 minutes in them. They've got a performance, but they haven't got an 80-minute
I don't think they've got enough points. Plain and simple.
Speaking of points, there'll be plenty of points in the 7:30 game. Parramatta Eels attacking geniuses against the North Queensland Cowboys, who have caught me by surprise this year.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to issue an apology because I still think they'll finish last.
I don't think they'll finish last.
No, me neither. They've been very, very good.
They will finish outside the top 8.
Look, Val Holmes, what a masterstroke put him at centre. The whole team, though, the structure is transformed the second they put Scott Drinkwater back in that side.
Right, now, when Hammer comes back, what do you do with the team?
You put him in the centres.
What do you do with Peter Hickey?
Put him on the wing. Or you swap those two because the wingers aren't setting the world on fire and I'm going Felt over the other bloke.
Murray Tuolungi has been absolutely amazing for the Cowboys, though. I don't know what you do.
Yeah.
This is where Todd Payton's going to earn his money because he's got a decision to make. You can take Scott Drinkwater and put him in the 14, but then you lose that creativity.
You certainly do.
Now, Hammer is really good, but he's not scoring that try that Drinkwater did on the weekend.
No, Hammer is lightning quick and he's elusive. Scott Drinkwater's ball playing is head and shoulders above the youngster.
And he's lightning quick and elusive.
Yeah, he's got everything. I'm 100% on record
I'm on
saying I
Drinkwater
want Scott
Island.
Drinkwater to come to Cronulla. So if he does get dropped, hopefully he's watching this.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think the Cowboys are going to have enough to go with the Eels, but this will be the litmus test for the Cowboys to see where they are. It's like Cronulla going to Melbourne. If they stick with the Eels and it's a competitive game, you can probably say that the Cowboys are a top 8 force. But if they go and get beat by 40...
The wheels come off very quickly. Yep, I agree. I'm going Parramatta. I'll go 1-12 because I'm willing this. I'm putting it out in the universe. This is going to be a really good, fun, entertaining game.
I'm going Parramatta 1-12 as well because I don't want their for and against to keep creeping up.
Also true.
2 o'clock, Sunday afternoon. The Newcastle Knights return home. This is what they wanted. They wanted to return home. They embarrassed their fans against Parramatta. They needed the game at home for all their fans to come back. They're playing the Melbourne Storm.
Ooh.
Oh man, sorry
Newcastle.
So I want to say this. You convinced me that the Gold Coast Titans were a top 8 team. After 2 wins, I was convinced by Newcastle, the team, Newcastle, the fans, that the Knights were a top 6 team.
Well, there's your issue right there.
Yeah,
they were telling fibs.
Now, I get it. There's injuries in sport. I get this. But every team's got injuries so far.
Yeah.
To have your home game and you score 2 points.
Yeah, it's not real good. Now,
and you're up 2-0.
Yeah, like they led for a little while. I suppose there's a positive there. I can't see where they score any points against Melbourne. Give Newcastle 20 points. Still tipping Melbourne.
Can Melbourne be the first team to go back-to-back 70 points in the NRL era?
Yes.
Will they?
Probably not.
Hopefully.
It'll be 68-0.
Hopefully they put 70 on it.
Yeah, look, this will really drive it home. Look, I think if Melbourne are in the right frame of mind and Cam Munster has a game like I know he can,
and I think if this is a blowout, this is when the writing starts coming on the wall for Adam O'Brien.
Certainly does. Now, worth mentioning that Newcastle's probably 13th or 14th best player this season on form, has just signed a $9 billion contract. Not smart business.
No, and I don't like jumping on Facebook, but I did want to go and read the comments about the Knights afterwards, and they were saying other players protesting Caleb Ponga's contract. I really hope so. I hope they are, because keep that protest rolling.
It's undeserved.
Yeah. And then to round out...
a super week of football.
Well, this is a game a couple of weeks ago you probably could have bagged. But this is a game of 2 teams in form that you wouldn't have picked.
No.
And I'm all for this. Now, it's the Dragons against the Tigers. I think it's down at Wynn. Hope this game isn't at Cogra because...
That'd ruin it.
Yeah, Sunday afternoon at Wynn Stadium. Nothing better.
Beautiful spot.
Yeah, nice sea breeze there as well. I'm going to do the unthinkable, and I'm going to pick the Tigers.
Can't do it, Terry.
But now, look... I know there was all doom and gloom a couple of weeks ago, and people were like really bagging Maguire and saying there was no heart in the Tigers. But if you think back, they led the Melbourne Storm in Melbourne in round 1.
True.
Okay, so they were in that game. They should have beat the Warriors. They didn't, but they should have.
Yeah, they should have.
They should have beat the Titans.
Yes, that should have been the game.
Yeah, so you're talking about they weren't going to beat Melbourne, but they should have had 2 wins on the board. And you now look at the 2 wins they've got. They literally could be a plus 50% team.
Look, yeah.
Now I know we're talking ifs and what actually happened, but now this is a game that the Tigers can easily win against the Dragons. Jackson Hastings is in incredible form. They've got themselves a little bit of a rotation happening at the moment. I'm a Tigers believer, and I believe that they'll win this, and then they'll get battered for a few weeks afterwards.
Look, it's probably true. The Tigers won 2 games that
they shouldn't have won.
They had no hope.
Everyone was talking about 0-9.
Yep. Well, I thought it was done.
Yeah.
We were ready to write an article of are they going to win a game this year? And now suddenly can they make the 8? Look, I think the Dragons get them. Based purely on, I don't think the Tigers can go 3 weeks in a row, but I wouldn't at all be surprised, and I wouldn't be upset because little brother losing to the Tigers would have been funny a couple of weeks ago, but equally hilarious.
I think if the Dragons win, it's going to be on the back of Ben Hunt because That's the only thing they've got going for them at the moment. They have nothing else apart from Ben Hunt passing the ball to Moses Sully.
Look, that's true. Sully is under an injury cloud too, which really could light this one up. Look, I'm actually looking forward to this game.
I'm looking forward to this game.
Never would have thought I'd say those words, but...
Go the Tigers.
Go the...
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Rugby League Outlaws, brought to you by Puncture Media, our great friends at Top Sport, onelittlefootyfan.com.au and the Stubby Club. Don't forget to jump online, like and subscribe. Order some merch from them as well. Tell them that Terry and Dan sent you. Make sure that you bag Dan in the comments, give us some positivity, whatever it is. We absolutely love it. We love Rugby League, Dan.
You've got to pump it up. Look forward to seeing you next week, Terry.
Can't wait.
Cannot wait.
Rugby League, baby.